What's happening? It's Dom for Everyday CMO. Today we're going to be talking about LinkedIn. We're going to take a look at some algorithm behaviors, how to really get favored by the algorithm, best results. We're going to look at optimizing a profile, what an optimized profile looks like, some content creation and ideation tips, and also some outreach kind of strategy. If you are a B2B business, then LinkedIn is going to be your bread and butter. You're going to want to be present on LinkedIn because it is the biggest business to business social network in the world. You know, you've got business owners from many different industries all on there, all networking, sharing information. It's a great time to connect, to make new connections, find new customers, find new leads, push your brand out, get more brand awareness. So 100%, if you're in B2B, then you're going to want to be on LinkedIn. It's the 21st century, so that's where you're going to want to be. If you're not there already, then get involved, create an account. So favoring the algorithm. Now, how does the LinkedIn algorithm work? So LinkedIn clearly is a for-profit organization. They want to make as much money as they can. Now, they make their money by the amount of time that you spend on the platform. The longer you spend on the platform, the more advertisements that they can push to you and the more money they can make. So this means they have a bias for the content that you produce and put on the platform. If you have rubbish content, people don't want to see, people are not engaging in it and they don't get anything from it. You know, if everyone's content on the platform was like that, then LinkedIn are not going to make any money. And that is what they want to avoid because they want to keep everyone on their platform. They don't want the content on there being rubbish, so people leave. They want to keep you on there. So what that means is when they perceive the content as good, then winner, chicken dinner, that's what we want. So favoring the algorithm and some signs of good content. So, you know, the most positive kind of actions you can take on a platform, positive engagement, is comments. You know, commenting on posts, on other people's posts, networking, commenting on their posts. That posts on a comment really outweigh likes and especially outweigh reposts. So commenting, you want to try and encourage people to comment on your posts. And then also as well, if you want to reach new audiences, then you're going to want to be commenting on a lot of people's posts as well, which leads on to like thoughtful networking. You know, we're humans and we want to buy off other humans. People, you know, are looking for something to do with their time, hence why people are on social media. So people don't want to be sold. People don't want to be sold all the time. You know, people are on there when they're not working, when they're relaxing, when they're doing family time. So you want to be thoughtful when you're networking. You don't want to come across as a salesperson. You want to come across as someone with value and someone who wants to form a meaningful relationship. So yeah, so the sweet spot for LinkedIn content is 10 likes and 10 comments within the first hour. That's what you want to aim to achieve. So it can help to call that out in the post, encourage people to comment, encourage people to like the post. Now, negative forms of engagement, what the platform shows as negative is reposting content. This actually devalues the reach of the piece of content by 50% if it's reposted. Now, I think the reason for this, right, giving it some thought, and there's not any clear information why, but what it seems to be is that content that's been liked and commented on, then organically that content is of interest to people, so it's going to be promoted. Whereas if you repost something, then it doesn't necessarily mean that that content is of high value. It's just reposted. So they're not then going to give that the same benefit as something that's had a lot of comments and likes. Because not just because you repost something doesn't mean it's good quality content. So they don't want to encourage that behavior and mean that people can like engagement farm posts and repost stuff just to give it a boost. So it's because it's a non-organic action that they actually penalize that. So another thing which is a bad sign of engagement is having multiple LinkedIn windows open. That's something you want to avoid because the server is going to pick up that there's multiple instances of LinkedIn open and it might make you look like you're a bot, you know, an engagement bot. And another thing, sharing links within post copy or the post body on LinkedIn is you want to avoid that because, as we said before, LinkedIn make the most money by keeping people on their platform. So if you're sharing links and trying to direct people off the platform, then that's not what they want, and that is actually against their commercial objective to make as much money as they can by keeping people on the platform. So instead of posting links in the post copy, try and add it in the comments, or even better, encourage people to connect with you direct on a platform, to send you a DM, and then that should kickstart the conversation. And that's what you want to be doing. You want to be trying to do everything you want to try and be doing everything you can native in the platform to get the most algorithm brownie points. That's what we want at the end of the day. So let's look at some profile optimization. We've got Dan Go. He's a performance coach for entrepreneurs. Really good content, so check him out if you haven't already. But it's an ideal looking profile. Quality shot, quality headshot, professional photo, nice branded profile with a direct value point of what his product is, his high performance journal. So branding's on point. Then we've also got a really nice pain point, a clear kind of pain point or value skew in the headline there. It's clear to see what he is, what value he provides. And then also to optimize your profile further, you have a featured section underneath where it's well worth utilizing this for links. So this is another place you can put links and you're not going to get penalized for it. Website links, Calendly links, white papers, downloads, case studies. You're going to want to add that underneath down in the featured section. So content creation tips for LinkedIn, because obviously it's a social media platform which revolves around creating content, but we want to have a nice balance between salesy content or interesting, valuable content. And as Gary Vaynerchuk would say, we want to jab, 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 and a right hook. Want to hit them with 3 pieces of value, and then the last piece of content following that, the 4th piece of content would then be a sales piece of content. So jab, 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 value, 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 sales. So sales promotional post, just to keep things sweet. That's quite a good ratio to stick to. But content creation inspiration, something that's good to think about is the 2-year rule. So what do I know now that I didn't 2 years ago, which might benefit my audience? And you can frame a topic around my best, my worst, my weirdest, saddest, funniest experience with topic related to, what you do. And then obviously everyone loves, life updates, behind the scenes, throwbacks. As we are people, we buy from people, we buy services from people. We don't buy services as much from brands now. We're looking for authenticity and we're looking to make our own decision and not, people, as platforms and media evolves, what was really effective and would blow people out of, what was really effective and would blow people out of the water, 10, 20 years ago, people, the novelty of this stuff's worn off and people can see through what is clearly, sales, promotional content. People want value and people want to make up their mind themselves. And of course, personal posts. And ideally, you want to put a good few pictures on. If it's a life event, you often see people taking pictures of certificates. Also get pictures selfie of yourself or with the people you're with, or if you've started a new business or you got a new partner in business, multiple pictures on the post makes it really good, makes the content attention grabbing, which will lead to more engagement. So LinkedIn hook ideas, again, some more content creation ideas. So 10 biggest, so these are example posts, how you might frame this kind of post. Here are the 10 biggest trends I see happening on LinkedIn and it's about framing it where people are inspired and curious to then see more and read the full piece of content. So outreach strategies to use with Sales Navigator. So prospect search of Sales Navigator. You can filter it by your demographic and by your industry, but then you can actually filter by posted on LinkedIn. So you can filter out people that are not actually active. You can then use a tool, for example, you can use LinkedIn Help and mass connections. But by taking those active accounts, then it's a good idea to thoughtfully network and comment on these different posts one by one, go through and ask open questions on other people's posts to make them aware of who you are and inspire them to tell a bit of their story and to give a bit of value, because people love talking about themselves. People love telling their story. So encourage people to do that. And that's a good way to encourage people to network with you and not to come across you're just trying to spam them and just trying to sell them something. You actually show genuine curiosity. Another good one, how did you get started with? If it's a life event or a new partnership or a new product someone's promoting, you could ask them, how did you get started with that? Or what got you interested in that? And how did you learn about that? And then once you've had a connection with them on the post, then you can then shoot them a connection request referring to the conversation you've had on the post. And that's a good icebreaker, because then you've already had like a mutually kind of respectable conversation on the post. And then if you have anything of value, then this is a nice foot in the door for the person to then see that. So a great tactic for LinkedIn, which is definitely overlooked, is indirect messages on LinkedIn. Instead of sending text-based messages, that people are constantly receiving direct messages of text, and people just don't have time at the moment or the attention span to read text. Whereas if you create like a video on Loom, send them a Loom clip, a Loom recording, and amazing, there's minimal effort on their part apart from opening the video, and that gives you, a better opportunity and a better amount of time to deliver your message and really make a good connection. So 100% video messages for LinkedIn is going to be huge going forward, and it's definitely the time to start doing that. With text-based particular phrases and patterns of words and, types of sentences and things, in our mind, we associate that with spam messaging, especially when the novelty of certain media and channels and platforms wears off. So we have a bias to that kind of messaging and those kind of words. So we want to always be mixing it up. We don't want to get stale with what we're doing. We want to be looking for new ways to frame things and new ways to say things. So now the top 10 direct outreach message openers for LinkedIn, top 10, make the prospect laugh. Sick of salespeople appreciating that you're busy. How many messages must people get saying, "Oh, I appreciate you're busy. I appreciate you're busy." How boring can you get? It's been done so many times. Would it be helpful to, this is great because it just gets straight to the point. Would it be helpful to, this is great. It just gets straight to the point. You have someone of value. You want to solve someone's problem. If they're the ideal customer, then just get straight to it. Let's not beat around the bush. Okay, so when this industry or company type get, funding or, tailor it to the specific scenario of your customer and then make it kind of like persuasive, they usually, or they focus on, make it seem like you've got all of the inside knowledge. What people normally do, where they go wrong, so you want to drop in a little bit of, inspire a bit of curiosity straight in there. So Woodpecker announces lead finder features straight away, your business, your offering, first line, they can't miss it. Just tell them exactly what you do, why you're special. Just let people know, if you have value, then it's easy enough to deliver this value. You don't need to beat around the bush. Your team is multinational, or your team is based in here, or I see your team is hybrid. If there's some sort of value between their situation and why they're the perfect customer for your service and your offering, then it should speak for itself. And this is definitely something that you can mention and make relevant in your initial outreach. Again, attention to research and attention to detail here. Your acquisition of company on Friday, or your recent expansion of your team, or this or that. And as said, you're instantly providing some value, because you're not just spamming people. You're taking the time to really look at your potential client or customer, and there's a reason why you're reaching out to them, and it's clear because in the opener of this message, you've already addressed half of the puzzle. As you're managing 8 business development representatives, this is something, obviously tweak the BDRs to whatever and to whatever's relevant to that customer. But this just shows you're doing research, you're being proactive, you're not spamming them, you're not reaching out to 10,000, 20,000 people at a time. You're taking the time to find people that you can help. And this is why I saw 2 openings for, etc. And I saw that you're offering. Again, it's all just about being proactive, researching, not coming across as spammy. You're being authentic and you're doing the work before reaching out to them. It's just more respectable. It just feels better. You don't feel like you're being sold anything. And it's just mutual respect, that you've taken the time before you're intruding on someone's time. You're taking the time to do that research, and the mutual respect goes a long way. I saw in the report that you're looking to solve this problem. I saw in the report that you're looking to do this. I saw that you're having this issue, or again, just research and just tailoring that outreach to the exact situation is just so great. And that this is the top one, you know. So number one, I attended an event together, and when the person was in the crowd, they reached out and asked a question. You know, just gold dust for starting off an interaction, because you have mutual interest then in the conversation. You're both at an event, and if anything, you're flattered that someone was paying so much attention to your question that then you then had the courage to then reach out to them how you can solve the problem. I mean, you can't get any better than that, really. That is a tailored. If that is your ideal customer, then what more do they need to know? You know, you're telling them directly. You have proof and validation are looking for the problem you solve. So just goes to show the power of real face-to-face networking alongside backing up your efforts with, if you're in B2B LinkedIn. So that's it. That's everything from me. And I hope that you found this helpful if you're getting started at LinkedIn and if you're looking to up your game. Now, if this was helpful, then it'd be great if you hit like and subscribe for future content. I'm Dom from Everyday CMO.